Hello, my name is Angie Sparkman and I'm a member of the SAP Professional Services team. Welcome to the SAP Launch session. The goal of today's session is to give you an overview of SAP's implementation methodology for the cloud, called SAP Launch, and how it fits into the overall cloud customer journey. In the past, this was called the Cloud Implementation Methodology, BizExpert, or Ariba Deployment Methodology. Rebranded as SAP Launch in August 2014, the methodology is now universal for all SAP Software as a Service solutions. The SAP Launch methodology is used to implement SuccessFactors, Ariba, SAP Cloud for Customer, SAP Business by Design, and Cloud for Travel and Expense solutions. During today's session, we will discuss the benefits of using this proven methodology with our customers, provide an understanding of the key deliverables within the phases of the methodology, and discuss the project milestones. We'll leave you with guidance on where to find more information related to SAP Launch, including how you can obtain support and provide feedback. Let's get started. The SAP Cloud Customer Journey shows, from a customer's perspective, the interaction he has with SAP. The Evaluate phase is the first phase in the Cloud Customer Journey. During this phase, the customer defines his needs by developing a business case, seeking budget approval, and identifying vendors. He then considers the vendors and evaluates the solutions while refining the business case and gaining internal sponsorship. Ultimately, the customer selects his solution of choice and who he will partner with to implement the solution. The sales team may or may not engage SAP Professional Services during this Evaluate phase of the Cloud Customer Journey. The second phase in the Cloud Customer Journey, the Execute phase, is driven by SAP Professional Services or an implementation partner. We onboard the customer by introducing the implementation team, establishing roles, and identifying success metrics for the project. We work with the customer to configure, test, and launch the solution within their organization. SAP Launch is the methodology that establishes what tasks must be done during the execute phase of the cloud customer journey. As mentioned earlier, the implementation methodologies are now harmonized across the SuccessFactors, Ariba, Cloud for Customer, Business by Design, and Cloud for Travel and Expense solutions. SAP Launch is the SAP Cloud implementation methodology and is aligned with the ASAP framework, which is used to implement our on-premise solution. SAP Launch prescribes the deliverables to be performed and when to perform them in the overall implementation project lifecycle. The solution-specific delivery toolkits complement the SAP Launch methodology by providing content such as workshop presentations and project accelerators. The contents of the delivery toolkits guide consultants and customers through how tasks are executed for a specific SAP solution. More specific examples of what you might find in a delivery toolkit are the project kickoff workshop presentation and the project schedule template. The SAP Launch methodology is optimized for the cloud and varies from traditional consulting approaches. Instead of being consultative and building a full solution based on customer requirements, we lead with our experience. Our experience of over 10,000 cloud implementations has allowed us to define a methodology that is built on the best practices of our solutions and implementations while using tools and templates that are proven effective. This prescriptive, repeatable process enables us to rapidly configure, test, and launch our cloud solutions with our customers. By using SAP Launch as our implementation methodology, we help to ensure project efficiency and customer success. SAP Launch is a very prescriptive and predictable methodology that is lean and fast, while at the same time incorporating the iterative and agile approach where it makes sense, like with configuration and testing. This allows us to lead with best practices, yet involve the customer in the configuration and testing cycles to ensure that the solution fits their business. As we dive into the SAP Launch methodology, you'll notice that there are 4 phases for the implementation project lifecycle: prepare, realize, verify, and launch. The main components of the methodology are streams. Streams are collections of tasks required to achieve one or many deliverables. Streams can span many phases. The streams are grouped into milestones called quality gates, otherwise known as Q gates. Examples are the project verification and solution acceptance Q gates. Quality gates are executed to confirm that all stakeholders of the implementation project agree that specific deliverables meet the requirements and consequently that the project can continue. The streams that show an ellipsis, which is the dot dot dot, indicate that other services or streams can be connected depending on the customer's business requirements. For example, if a Cloud for Customer implementation has custom content in scope, then the extensibility stream would be plugged into the methodology. The phases, streams, and Q gates establish the sequence of the activities. Next, let's take a closer look at the deliverables for each stream and Q gate. The project verification Q gate is executed very early in the project at the end of the prepare phase. On the right of the slide, we zoom in to see the deliverables in the light blue boxes for each of the SAP launch streams. The positioning of the deliverable boxes indicate the relative start and end points. The deliverables for the project management stream begin with the handover from the sales team to the services delivery team. The two teams work together to review the SOW scope, the business drivers, goals, objectives, and any relevant success metrics. Then the project manager works with the customer to finalize the project schedule, identify project resources, procure tenants, create the project document repository, and initiate the project status calls and reports. The project is formally kicked off with the entire team via a workshop that may be held remotely or on site. In the solution design stream, the best practices for the 2B business processes are reviewed with the customer and configuration values are acquired. The end result is that the project scope is confirmed. If the project scope varies from the statement of work, then a change order must be executed. The team prepares for integration by confirming that the integration, security, and infrastructure prerequisites have been met. Where relevant, the data replication requirements are reviewed and any necessary mapping is completed. Examples of plugins for the project verification Q gate are additional trainings through SAP Education, or when the SAP Cloud for Customer solution is extended using the Software Development Kit. The project verification Q gate confirms that all stakeholders agree to the implementation scope before proceeding with the project. Activities feeding into the solution acceptance Q gate are executed during the prepare and realize phases. The deliverables focus on the realization of the agreed upon scope within the SAP solution. The project execution deliverable continues as the project manager continues with project status meetings, status reports, and risk management. Enablement begins with the initiation of the project as project team members receive numerous details to prepare for the project and working with the solution. Some of the enablement is delivered via workshops. During the solution configuration stream, the system is configured and tested using sample customer data. This includes the configuration of any relevant mobile devices and connections to external service providers. Lastly, a solution walkthrough demonstrates for the customer what his end-to-end process will look like within his system. When it is not possible to fully complete the configuration, like when integration is dependent on configuration in a third-party system, a conceptual walkthrough is presented to the customer instead. An agile approach allows for several iterations of solution configuration, testing, and walkthrough prior to executing the solution acceptance Q gate. The readiness acceptance Q gate is when the project team decides if the system, people, and data are ready to proceed with the cutover into the production tenant. The milestone occurs at the end of the verify phase and is impacted by many streams. The project execution deliverable is repeated as the project manager continues with project status meetings, status reports, and risk management. The data migration stream first prepares the data by extracting it from the legacy systems and cleansing it. Then the data load is fully tested. Integration setup is initiated in the test tenant. Once the solution testing deliverables are successfully completed, then the setup is repeated in the production tenant. The solution testing stream begins with the customer preparing all testing documentation. Then the customer fully tests all end-to-end scenarios using migrated data. This should include analytics, forms, user access, integration, custom solution extensions, etc. The project team begins to prepare for the cutover by identifying and scheduling the necessary tasks and resources. An example of a plugin for the Readiness Acceptance Queue Gate is when a customer purchases data services for SAP to perform the data imports. Another example is when a partner builds a custom solution extension for SAP Cloud for Travel and Expense. Here again, an agile approach allows for several iterations of data migration, integration setup, and solution testing prior to executing the Readiness Acceptance Queue Gate. All testing issues must be resolved or an alternative solution identified prior to executing the queue gate. The last queue gate is the go live, and it occurs at the end of the launch phase. New deliverables occur in the project management stream in addition to the day-to-day project execution. Towards the end of the project, the service delivery team hands the customer over to SAP support and closes out the project. In the solution adoption stream, the customer prepares the transition plan that will be used to roll out the new solution within the organization and with other impacted parties. This includes activities to train users, initiate productive use of the new solution, and push adoption within the organization. Then the planned activities are executed. The cutover execution stream delivers a production system that is ready for real transactions. Once the go-live queue gate is executed, operational transactions are entered and processed in the production environment. Often, customers will purchase additional go-live support or training services, which can easily be plugged into the methodology as a stream. Now that we've reviewed the deliverables for each quality gate, let's summarize the objectives. The first queue gate, project verification, ensures that all stakeholders agree about the implementation project scope. At the end of the realize phase, the solution acceptance queue gate confirms that all stakeholders agree that the demonstrated business processes meet the implementation project requirements and that all configuration questions are addressed. The readiness acceptance queue gate is when all stakeholders agree that the systems, data, and people are ready to execute the cutover. Lastly, the go-live queue gate confirms with all stakeholders that the cutover is complete and the organization is ready to use and support the new solution productively. After the implementation of the SAP solution is complete, the customer then moves into the adopt phase of the SAP Cloud customer journey. During this phase, the customer uses, maintains, and optimizes the solution, ending with subscription renewal. The customer engagement executive serves as the customer's primary contact, but may re-engage sales, professional services, or other teams as needed. It is entirely possible that the customer repeat one or more steps in the cloud customer journey. For example, he may evaluate another SAP solution and implement it within the organization. Thank you for your interest in SAP Launch, the implementation methodology for SuccessFactors, Ariba, Cloud for Customer, Cloud for Travel and Expense, and Business by Design solutions. With SAP Launch as a roadmap for your next cloud implementation, you are on the path to success.